Buggery is no longer illegal in St. Lucia. The court ruled that the bans on buggery and gross indecency was unconstitutional, effectively legalizing same-sex intimacy in St. Lucia. Previously, the law allowed for up to 10 years in prison, though it was rarely enforced. Activists hailed the decision as a long overdue step towards equality, while opposition from some religious leaders surfaced. The St. Lucian mission of the Seventh-day Adventist Church President Roger Stephen acknowledged that everyone has the right to their own choices, but maintained that the ruling conflicts with his religious beliefs. He stated that as a church, they respect people's rights and do not discriminate based on sexual orientation. But in the eyes of God, this act remains morally wrong.
Has called us to do. So as a church, we always believe it is everybody's right to live as they please. But we also have a right to speak on issues when it falls away from God's divine mandate. Our right, whereas it is our right, may not be in keeping with God's word and God's law, God's will for our lives.
Stephen also expressed surprise at the lack of prior consultation, stating that religious leaders were not engaged in discussions before the court's decision. He stated that usually there's dialogue before such changes, but this time they were not informed.
I really don't know why it was just accepted. As I said, I don't know what led to the decision and what was done. I was out of Ireland for a month. But I don't think I received, as the head of the church, the Adventist church here, I didn't receive any correspondence, because I know sometimes when certain decisions are going to be made, especially changes within our code, there would be a call for dialogue. So the Christian Council, the church would come together and speak on it. I know there were many town hall meetings to deal with some aspects of education last year. We all came together, but this time we never heard about anything.
LGBTQ+ advocates celebrated the ruling, pointing to its significance in dismantling legal stigma and having a more inclusive society. With this decision, St. Lucia joins a growing number of Caribbean nations moving away from anti-LGBTQ+ laws rooted in colonial rule. Chloe Dantes, NBC Prime.